most people when they're unhappy, they go and try to find somewhere to complain, but happy people don't. They're just
That's right.
happy. They just move on with their life, right?
Hey there, and welcome to a brand new edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hasseman, and joining me today is a brand new rock star. I'm super excited to dive into the topic today, talk a little bit about his book, all that sort of thing. He's the co-author of Reputation King and founder of Shopper Approved. Scott has helped thousands of businesses boost sales through the power of online reputation and social proof. Scott Brandley, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Oh my gosh. And before we get started, I told you before we go in, I got this book in this amazing case. This is the book, Reputation King. And as a person who does brand and merch for a living, this box was killer. So I just wanted to, this whole thing was so well done, and I wanted to give you kudos. It was super well done. So nice job on that.
Thanks, man.
Maybe I was like, I absolutely have to read this book now. And so they've invested so much time and effort into it. So you wrote this with DJ Sprague, and you and DJ kind of argue that reputation drives revenue, and I like that. But what do you think so many businesses still overlook online reviews and social?
I just don't think they're educated well enough, honestly. I think they understand the idea that ratings and reviews are important, but they don't know how to collect them and they don't know how to leverage them. And a lot of times we see people that are collecting, for example, product reviews, and they're putting them on their website, but they're not getting them out into search results and different other strategic locations. And there's three different types of reviews. Most people don't know that. There's product reviews, there's store ratings, and there's video reviews. And they all have a place to live and a place to leverage. And if you're only doing one, or if you're only putting on your website, you're missing the boat.
That leads nicely into my next question, because I think that, I'm sure there's plenty of mistakes out there. But in your experience, what's the biggest mistake companies make when trying to manage that online reputation?
Well, I think picking the wrong reputation company. For example, in Shopify right now, if you were to go and search for a review platform, you would find over 120 different review companies, but there's only 10 that actually have the partnerships with Google, Bing, YouTube, Facebook, that have the leverage point, right? The ability to get those reviews out to the world so people can see them, so that you can leverage the social proof. So I think just knowledge again, like you need to know who you can trust in the review space to collect the data and get it out to the world to leverage your brand.
Well, and I tell you, and I'm going a little bit off script here, Scott, but one of the things that I hadn't spent much time. I read the book, as I mentioned to you, and the difference between, I think, an open platform and verified platform when it comes to reviews. I was not like, we're looking for verified reviews. That's what I'm thinking of, but I don't know that I understood the detriment that open platforms have. Can you explain a little bit about that for those who don't understand?
Yeah, so and most consumers, even business owners, don't know. But there's two different types of review platforms. There's review platforms where anyone can go leave a review, and that includes people that aren't even your customer, and those are called open review platforms. And then there's what we call verified or closed review platforms, where only people that buy from you can leave a review. And the reason those are important is because you need to be able to collect information from people that actually had the buying experience, that bought the product, that experienced it, that have real feedback. Otherwise, it can be manipulated, and it gets manipulated all the time. The other problem about open review platforms is essentially they turn into glorified dispute sites, right? Or complaint sites.
Yeah.
And because most people, when they're unhappy, they go and try to find somewhere to complain, but happy people don't. They're just
That's right.
happy. They just move on with their life, right?
Yep.
And so you have to You have to proactively ask your every single one of your clients to leave a review, whether it's good or bad, and then that gives you the most accurate view of your reputation, the most natural, um, overall rating.
Yeah. Well, and again, I was blown away in the book. You talked about the reality of it is in those open platforms, you got so many more negative reviews because that's who's going for those. And then if
Hmm.
you get the verified, it's you know, the flip in positive reviews was amazing. So that's worth reading the book right from my perspective because it was such an eye opener. So, can you share a story of a brand who you've worked with that's completely turned around their reputation and what others can maybe learn from that?
Yeah, and well, this one's even in the book, but we worked with a major telecommunications company. If I said the name, everyone would know it. Um, and when we first started, they had a 1.3 star rating on Trustpilot. And we have a tool that, because we're all about reputation and leveraging it, right? We have a tool where we actually collect, like we take every customer that buys from a brand. We don't necessarily have them leave reviews on our platform. We have them leave some reviews on Shopper Approved, but then we actually send those customers to leave reviews on open review platforms. So what that does is it actually allows the brand to have a true reputation across the web. And we did this for this brand. So when we did it on Trustpilot. So when we first started, they had a 1.3, and within 7 months, they went from a 1.3 to a 4.1, and currently they're at a 4.3. Now this is a multi-billion dollar company. And if and you can just imagine the change in their reputation and their social proof online going from a 1.3 to a 4.3. Like it's game changing. And you can do that on every open review platform online, and you can do it ethically and automatically. And it's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you kind of mentioned this in the book, but I thought about it too. It's got to have an impact on your internal morale, right? Like
Yeah.
the team has to feel a little better about what they're doing too. Um, okay, so if you could give one piece of advice to leaders who want to leave a lasting impact on their customers, employees, and industry, what would that be?
I think you actually double down on your reputation. Most people don't even think about it, right? They go and they sign up for this review app and they put it on their site and they don't give it a second thought. But the problem is, like I said before, there's so many review platforms that don't really help your brand.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They make you an island and they don't do anything because nobody sees it until they actually go to your website, then go to your product page, and then they see it. But they had to get there to see it. And so if you make your reputation a priority, not only collecting all three types of reviews, but then leveraging those three types of reviews in every location that you can online, that is a game changing strategy. And that's why the name of the book is Reputation King, because we've been in this business for 15 years. We are one of the OGs, right? And we know every strategy that you can possibly leverage to maximize your reputation online. And that's what I would recommend that people do is they just really need to know how to collect and how to display in every strategic location possible, and their business will change.
Okay, bonus question, one that I've just now started to answer or ask each guest. What's the best? And I have a feeling I know what you're going to say. What's the best branded merchandise experience you've ever been a part of, either giving or receiving?
Well, I have to say that it's our own, which you kind of validated at the beginning of the
Oh,
podcast.
yeah,
So the cool
it's
story
crazy.
behind that, Kirby, is we knew right out of the gate we wanted to make a huge impression on the people that we sent this to. And the reason why is because of trust and authority, right? Social proof. That's exactly what Shopper Approved does is it helps people generate social proof, trust, and authority. So we're like, we have got to blow this out like home run. And so we put a lot of time and effort into making that reputation kit that you got. Yeah, we got the socks. We got the beautiful hardcover embossed book. We got $1 million bill in there, right? It's
You don't
just,
see one of those every day.
yeah. Well, and the cool thing is that $1 million bill comes with a kickstand, Kirby, that in the box that you can put on your desk,
Beautiful.
right?
Yeah.
So we just really wanted to make a huge impression and a wow factor, because you really need to stand out today, and you got to do something different, right? Like sending a book in a cardboard box without a personalized letter,
Yeah. That
right?
was in there. Yep. That was in there. Yep.
You know, like you've got to do something that just grabs their attention and makes them really want to read your content. And that's really what we did. I think we
I
did a
will.
good job.
You did it legit. It was really, really good. And again, you can always tell something's really cool when I'm a bit of a snob around this, and I was showing it to everybody in my office.
Yeah.
This is done right. But the other thing I would say, Scott, is you took, digital is what you guys do, and then you merged it with physical. And I believe that when companies do that in today's world, that's when you can really explode, because obviously you want to be doing well in the digital space. You want reviews, you want your digital marketing. But then if you can create something like this that has a lasting piece to go with it and gets physically in the space you want to reach that target customer, sparks can fly. So kudos to you. Kudos to you.
Thanks, man.
You bet. Well, hey, real quickly, where can folks find the book, find a little bit more about you?
Yeah. So if they want the digital copy or the audio copy of Reputation King, they can go to reputationking.com/download. That bypasses all the gates, all the opt-in forms. They can just go straight to the good stuff. And then if they want to learn more about ratings and reviews, we are the company to talk to, shopperapproved.com. They can go to the site, they can reach out to our team, and we will help them in any way we can.
That's awesome. Scott, thanks so much for taking the time. This has been really fun. We'll have to do it again sometime, okay?
Sure, man. Thanks again.
You bet. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.